Hello again, my name is Joan Landis if you didn't watch my first video, and I wrote a book called Oh My God, She's Huge. I wanted to update you on how things are going. The first video I did was on my national release date, which was October 21st. Sales are going good and things are happening. I just wanted to let everyone know that my audiobook is also available now. Last April I drove to Oklahoma where my publisher is, and I actually recorded it on tape myself. So it's a set of, I believe, 5 CDs. And I'd be reading the book to you. So if you prefer audio versions of the book, it's a 5 CD set, and it talks all about addiction, food addiction, spirituality. I am actually going to go through the book and the table of contents and briefly talk a little bit about what each chapter is about, just so you have an idea. I'm looking for my table of contents here. I wrote the book, you'd think I'd remember. First, I have an introduction, talking a little bit about, why I wrote the book and what I expect to help people with. The first chapter is called You Know Me from the Mall. And that's pretty much about how people can judge me from afar. They take one look at me in the mall, they steer clear of me, they whisper about me, they point at me. And it's all about how judgmental people can be without having any idea about who I am. The second chapter is called Or Is It From the Mirror? I get pretty in-depth with what obese people go through. I kind of put a lot of the taboos out there, what people don't want you to know. I explain some of the heartache and misery that I go through being a heavy person on a personal level. I've had a couple of people read the book who are heavy who kind of were offended by it, kind of thinking, who the heck does she think she is? And there was a time in my life when I would have thought the same thing, having read this book. So I'm not only talking to the people who judge us, I'm also talking to the people who really need to learn that they are worthy of a change and really deserve to have a life, and live a life out in the community, having a good time, and being able to be mobile and get out there. The next chapter is You Have No Idea Who I Really Am. Again, addressing those people who judge us, telling them, I have a degree, I'm educated, I've written a book, I have a family, I'm a loving person, a caring person, and trying to judge me from, 50 feet away, thinking you have every clue as to what I do. I sit and eat bonbons, watch TV. I mean, that's pretty much the stereotypical behavior that people have when they see someone, the size that I am. Obesity Should Not Be an Issue is the title of another chapter. And I honestly believe that this society places too much attention on weight and how big you are. There are a lot of people out there that weigh 200 pounds that live a wonderful life. They have no health problems, they're mobile, they can live the life they have the way they need to, and it really doesn't matter what society says. I talk a lot about some of the figures, the celebrity figures that are out there trying to make that difference, saying, I am a good person, I'm a wonderful person, I'm sexy, I'm vibrant, I'm capable, and society has placed such a stigma on being heavy that I really don't think that it's healthy for anyone. Years ago, thin was not in. With the last media push in the last 50 years, thin being in is it. And, some junk in your trunk isn't so bad. I don't think. Do you know who you are? I talk a lot about trying to figure out who you are, what you need, trying to figure out what's best for you, if you do need to make changes, figuring out how to love yourself and believe you're worthy of those changes. Just getting through any, pain that you had in the past. A lot of us are food addicts. People don't see food as being a possible addiction. However, food addiction is out there. And I think a lot of big companies put chemicals in the food to make us crave them more. Plus, you go get gas, you have to get a big grab and a big slam. It's just everywhere, and people have become food addicts without even realizing it. It's become a way of life, and it used to not be that way. It used to be you lived your life and came and got some nourishment and fuel and went back and lived your life. And now it's not that way. Food is like a part of everything. Who I Am is another chapter. Actually, it's Who Am I? I talk about my experiences. It's sort of autobiographical. The whole chapter is a little bit about my journey through my food addiction and what I've been through and how I've lived my life and how that addiction has affected where I've gone and what I've done. There's a specific chapter on addiction itself and my views about addiction, and then a chapter on food addiction and how I feel food can actually be a problem. Then I talk about why it's an epidemic. there's a problem out there. I have talked to some national agencies who want to tell me that, oh, it's not really an epidemic, that the average weight hasn't changed in women or men for the last 8 to 10 years. However, when you're seeing shows on TLC about the half-ton mom and the half-ton dad and how there's so many people out there that need to be broken out of their homes, it is an issue. And it's an issue that we as a people need to address. And individually we need to address it, because, you know, why are we letting food take over our lives? It's not good. And we need to really take a look at that and figure out how we're going to fix that epidemic together. There's a chapter called Where is God? I talk a lot about spirituality and how I think in the last 50 years we've gotten away from relying on God. We've become a society that relies on substances, behaviors, you know, other things that are going to give us that quick fix, make it go away for a little while, when in fact I really do believe God is the answer. If we would treat God with the same intensity levels and energy that we do our addictions, I think we'd be a lot better off. And you know, it doesn't have to be Jesus, it doesn't have to be Allah, it can be whoever you feel is God, just as long as it's a good being that's higher than you, who you feel you can turn to give you the strength and power that you need. I personally am a Christian, but you know, I just think that as long as you believe in something out there more powerful than you that's going to help you get through life, that's a lot better than relying on an addiction. What can we do? That's the last chapter, and it just goes through some of my ideas as to how we can change things. I do see some of the things happening now, like on television. Kids networks are encouraging kids to get out there and play, turn off the television, you know, be active. You know, I see a lot of video games, the Wii's and that type of thing, are being, you know, more physically active rather than just sitting on the sofa being a couch potato. It's just a chapter based on, you know, some of the things that I think we can do as a people to change, and then also on an individual basis what we can do, and how we can attempt to change our habits and the way we do things to make our lives better. And that's really, I think my mission in life is to help people realize they deserve a good life and they are worthy of any changes they need to make, and learning to love yourself as you are in order to be able to do that. And then there's a conclusion, and it talks a little bit about why I've written the book and kind of wrapping things up. I actually do have a second book started, and I will certainly let you know when that is done. It'll be a little while, but I'm trying to get the word out there about this one first. I'm going to try to post these videos periodically, kind of just talking about some different subjects, some things that have come up, experiences that I've had, just to, you know, share my version of the truth with everyone. I sometimes wonder, you know, who I am to be doing this, but yet I do feel that I have some experience and knowledge to share with the world, and I feel that I can make a difference for some people. So hopefully you're watching this video and I'm making a difference for you. So you have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks.